Hey, welcome back, Florida Fun Seekers. I'm Andy, and I love to talk about fun things to do in Florida. And today, I'm going to take you all to a very interesting place right here on Florida's west coast that lets you basically drive your car over a mile into the Gulf of Mexico and go fishing from right next to your car at one of Florida's most unique state parks, Skyway Fishing Pier State Park, home of the longest fishing pier in the world. First off, this is not your typical state park. It doesn't have hiking trails or forests, and it's actually composed of two ultra-long fishing piers, one located on each side of the mouth of Tampa Bay. It's right there where the bay meets the Gulf. The North Pier is in St. Petersburg and can be reached from an exit off of I-275, just a little south of St. Pete. And the other one, the South Pier, is across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in Terra Ceia. That's just a little bit north of Palmetto, Florida. The North Pier is over 3,200 feet long, but the South Pier reaches out over 1.5 miles into the water from the shore, making it the longest fishing pier in the world. The piers are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And the admission is $4 per adult, $2 for children 6 to 12. It's free for children 5 and younger, and your car also costs an additional $4. So it's a little bit confusing, but to make sense of that, say there's 2 of you in a car, it's $4 for each adult, and then $4 for the car for a total of $12. If you've got kids in there that are under 5, they're free, and each additional child is $2. It's a little weird, but that's how they do it. I think they charge for each car to kind of help pay for the wear and tear of the vehicles on the pier, which totally makes sense. And $12 for oversized vehicles. I don't know exactly what that means, but their website says that RVs are not allowed, so maybe vans and ultra-large trucks and things like that. No fishing license is needed. Your admission fee will cover your license for the day, and your ticket is good for 24 hours. That ticket is good for both piers, so if you're not having much luck or you just want to move and see what the view looks like from the other side, you can always just drive over the bridge, present your ticket over there, and you're good to go. And there's a bait shop and restrooms on both piers too, so you're covered there. This is a really good place to go fishing in Florida if you're one of these people who doesn't own a boat and maybe you want to get into some deeper water than just fishing from the shore or from one of the shorter piers that are all over the state. Or maybe you're not really even a fisherman, or you don't even own your own stuff and you just want to try saltwater fishing for the first time. Or if you're here on vacation and didn't bring any of your tackle along, no worries, you can rent it all right there at the bait shop on the pier. And renting a rod at the pier is actually a pretty good idea. This is a different kind of saltwater fishing. The pier is a pretty good distance over the water, and the current is usually really strong going through there, and there are bridge pilings everywhere that are covered in barnacles and sharp stuff. So this is a place where you're going to want to use some pretty heavy tackle. One of my favorite stories that I once read on a message board about this place was from a dad who brought his kid here, who had one of those cheap Snoopy fishing poles you might have seen at Walmart. He baited it with a live shrimp, casted it out, and quickly hooked into a pretty big tarpon that proceeded to break his poor Snoopy pole right in half. So he went right into the bait shop and plunked down some cash for the proper gear. And it's pretty cheap. I believe it's $8 to rent a pole for the day. That information was not on their website, but that was what it cost the last time I was there. I know prices fluctuate, so $8 ballpark figure right here in late 2022. So your light inshore or freshwater bass fishing stuff might not work so great for you out here. There's also the chance that you might hook into something big. Tarpon, grouper, sharks, cobia, those are all fish that are frequently caught here, and there is a huge variety of species that can be caught at these piers. The location of the piers is right where the bay meets the Gulf, and that means that just about everything that swims in Florida waters is probably swimming around here. I personally have caught speckled trout, redfish, stingrays, and Spanish mackerels from these piers, And I once even watched a guy hook into a large Goliath grouper one night while he was fishing for sharks. That monster went right underneath the pier and wrapped his line around one of the pylons and broke him off. The Skyway Fishing Piers are a special place today, enjoyed by both locals and visitors from around the world, but it's also a place that was born out of tragedy. These piers were originally part of the first Sunshine Skyway Bridge that crossed Tampa between St. Petersburg and Terra Ceia until the morning of May 9th, 1980, when the freighter Summit Venture accidentally collided into one of the bridge columns during a storm. The bridge collapsed and 6 cars and a Greyhound bus fell 150 feet into the sea, killing 35 people. The accident was a major catastrophe for the Tampa Bay area.
All emergency equipment out to the Skyway Bridge. The Skyway Bridge is down. There's a mayday. Emergency situation. Stop the traffic on that Skyway Bridge. To all stations, this is United States Coast Guard, St. Petersburg, Florida. The vessel Summit Venture, 606 foot, has hit the Skyway Bridge. Any vessels in Tampa Bay area, Skyway vicinity, proceed and assist. There are reports of people in the water.
Out of that accident, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge was rebuilt into the beautiful and iconic structure it is today that's become a symbol of Florida. The center span of the old bridge was demolished, but the remains on each end were renovated and repurposed into what they are today, the longest fishing piers on Earth. And even much of the old rubble was salvaged and turned into artificial reefs to attract and keep fish near the piers. The piers are open 24 hours, and personally, I kind of prefer to come up here late in the day and staying into the night, where I can watch the sunset and then be up here when it's a lot cooler than baking in the midday sun. It can get really hot up here in the summer. One of the really unique things about these piers is that since they were originally built for cars as part of the old bridge, they allow for the chance for some drive-up fishing, which I don't really know if there's any other place in the world where you can do that. You don't have to walk all the way to your spot. You just drive up, find a spot to park, hop out, and can enjoy what is almost deep-sea fishing right next to your car. You can bring a cooler with some food and drinks. Alcohol is not allowed, though. Some lawn chairs, and have a great day out here. Even if the fish aren't biting, the scenery and views up here are amazing. You can sit and watch the cruise ships and freighters coming and going in and out, or just enjoy a fantastic sunset into the Gulf of Mexico. These piers are popular for fishing, but at the same time, they're kind of an underknown gem. I think a lot of people see World's Longest Fishing Pier and think that's pretty cool, but would never actually think to come out here if they're not into fishing themselves. But I think it's a cool spot to come and check out if you're in the area and just want to see a really unique thing and a really unique viewing point of the water in the bay and the Gulf. The views are beautiful. You've got a great view of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge from up here. $4 per person plus your car. It's a pretty affordable place to come and just hang out and maybe have a picnic or kind of tailgate from the back of your car out here. Again, you have to leave the beer at home, and they do check for that. There are rangers and things on the pier that watch out for that kind of stuff. But it's a really nice spot to come out here and just maybe spend a late day looking out into the Gulf of Mexico in Florida. Really like this place. And if you like this kind of content, want to learn about more fun stuff to do in Florida, from the theme parks to the state parks, please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And thanks. I will see you guys next time.